Welcome to the Fair Housing Insiders. We are so thankful that you joined us. And please remember to subscribe here on our YouTube channel or follow and like us on your favorite social media outlet, which you can find links to in our show notes for even more fair housing news and insights. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fair Housing Insiders, episode 84. I'm your host, Jonathan Sarr, and joining me today is Leslie Tucker. Today's topic, we are focusing on marketing and using artificial intelligence, a big topic right now. We're going to dive in to see where fair housing comes into play. So, Leslie, let's kick it to you. How could someone use AI? And as an example, ChatGPT, there's a lot of conversation about that product out there. How could someone use that for marketing purposes?
Well, I think very easily. Companies could use products like ChatGPT or other AI products to kind of draft their ads. They could also use them to draft kind of marketing blurbs for social media purposes. Lots of different ways in order to kind of streamline your own processes to take that out of someone's hands and quickly get them done. It's a lot cheaper, it's quicker, it's efficient. So I think that this is a route that a lot of companies are turning to, and if they haven't, it probably will in the future.
Yeah, I agree. It's a huge topic in the digital marketing world, and there's a lot of different verticals where this is being applied. So I'm glad we're talking about this today because sometimes the easy route could lead to some challenges. So we're glad you're helping us to make sure we avoid any potential issues. So, can you dive in a little bit deeper for us? From a fair housing perspective, what are some dangers in using artificial intelligence for making your marketing copy?
Well, some of the potential dangers in taking this out of a human's hands and putting this responsibility uh, into AI's hands is that AI is obviously going to be drawing material from, your website and your other marketing materials, and from some other sources, and putting together, marketing blurbs, advertising statements that could potentially have fair housing implications. And there are agencies out there that literally go through housing ads looking for these types of violations, some of which maybe, a lot of people may not even realize. One such example could be, the use of the term, adult housing or adult living, active adult living, things like that, where you really can't use that term unless you are very closely following some statutory requirements at your property.
Mm-hmm.
Using terms that kind of imply that housing is preferable for certain adults or certain ages of people, where maybe there aren't a lot of kids living there, things like that are turning off families with children. So any use of language like that could discourage potentially families, people of certain national origins or races, or people with certain disabilities, that's all going to be potential violations of fair housing laws. And your AI program probably doesn't know that. They don't have those nuances and those kind of legal minds built in, right? So those are the dangers in allowing AI to create that kind of content.
Digible is a marketing and technology company specializing in the multifamily housing industry. We're a motley crew of industry professionals who all share a passion for a common purpose: to transform the apartment marketing industry through creative, data-driven, digital marketing and technology solutions and world-class client support. Contact us today at digible.com.
Right. Yeah, very good. Yeah, you can get very liberal with the prompts that you put in with AI. And if you're not educated on how to use the correct prompts when using it, you can get yourself into some hot water. So I think those are some nice examples too. So as a backdrop, so these are potential copy issues you could run into. What would you suggest to our audience? It is a good tool. It is helpful. It is efficient. What would be some fair housing best practices that all of our audience should keep in mind and follow?
Well, again, Jonathan, I agree with you. The use of AI is not something that I would necessarily say you should not use. I mean, it's an efficient way to get things done at your company. So I wouldn't necessarily say, stop doing it or don't do it. But if you are using AI to create advertising and marketing content, I would strongly recommend that someone in your company, in your compliance department, put eyes on it before it gets published to ensure that whatever, that your program came up with doesn't contain anything problematic from a fair housing standpoint. And similarly, if you are working with a third-party company who uses AI to create that content, make sure either that you have gotten strong assurances from that third party company that they have these kind of fair housing related protections built in. They have someone looking out for those types of words and phrases. Or you yourself insist on looking at it before it gets published.
Very good. Yeah, great tips, great practical things for us to follow. So we know marketing is it's a huge, one of our biggest topics that people follow on the website and for our YouTube channel. So we're super happy to add this extra little segment with a very popular and growing trend using artificial intelligence for content marketing. So thank you for sharing your tips and best practices to make sure we're all fair housing compliant. So thank you everyone for tuning into our show. We appreciate you. This concludes this episode of Fair Housing Insiders. We'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to hear your feedback about today's episode. Do you have a topic that you would like to see discussed in a future episode? Feel free to share that with us. In the show notes, you'll see a link to sign up for our newsletter. This newsletter will keep you up to date with our latest episodes, blogs, and information about our online fair housing courses. Thank you again, and happy training.